How's it going, everyone? Chase Moss here at the Golf Academy in Horseshoe Bay. Today, we've been given the special opportunity to talk about a very specific shot given the weather that we've had blow through. Today, we're going to talk about hitting out of a wet bunker. So let's get right into it. First thing we're going to talk about is making sure that you have the right equipment. So when you take a look at your wedges, you should see two numbers. You'll see the degree of loft that it has on it, and then the amount of bounce. So for me, I've got a 60 degree that has 10 degrees of bounce. Generally, as the clubs get longer, so as you go from lob wedge to sand wedge to gap wedge to pitching wedge and so on, the bounce naturally increases. So if you struggle getting out of bunkers in general, when you get into a wet bunker, grabbing a club that has a little bit less loft but a little bit more bounce can be very beneficial for getting you out. Now when I go in and I approach this shot, I know that the sand is going to be much denser, much thicker, and grab the club a lot more. So I'm going to combat that with two things. One being, I'm going to present it with even more loft than I generally would. So not only does that give me the height that I want, but it also actually presents more bounce. So I can turn this 10 degrees of bounce into even more than that. If I have a square face or I lean it forward, I actually decrease that bounce, so it makes it harder for me to get under the ball or take less sand. Right? If I take a swing with this with a square face, you can see how heavy that is. It takes a lot of energy to get that golf ball out. It really digs down into the sand. If I come in here and I present it with some loft, making relatively the same swing, still building a nice wide base, having the ball a little bit forward, having my weight a little bit forward, but just opening that club and presenting some loft and some bounce, I could glide through that sand a lot easier than I can if I have a square face. So take that with you out there on the golf course. Whenever you get into some sand that's a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker, choose the right club, get a little bit more bounce, and open that club up, give yourself even more bounce. If you're interested in a lesson or a clinic, click on the links in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.